we'll start with Virgil. It turns out that Klopp had told him he wasn't playing, and then realised, no, you have to play. And he played, and he just won us the game.
Yeah, and he's the first player to ever score a winner in an FA Cup Merseyside derby, ever, at Anfield. Amazing. I actually didn't think his performance was that good, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
Same,
I gave him a 10 out of 10. I gave him a 10 out of 10, but that's because he scored the winner in a Merseyside derby in his debut. I thought he was like trying too hard to impress and trying to be cool and calm and composed, and there was a couple of times where I felt he gave the ball away in needless situations and stuff. But I think he built into the game, certainly, and he got better and better as the game went on. Like,
see, I never got that sense. There was one or two where I kind of get what you're saying, but at no point did I ever feel like it was a problem, because the second he took to the field, he made Joel Matip, who I consider to be our best centre half, he made Joel Matip, just by standing next to him and just being Virgil Van Dijk, look bang average. He just looks right. He was guiding the defence. He was pulling people left and right. He was telling people where they needed to be. That coolness and that composure. I don't feel like he was trying to be that. It looked when I've seen other centre halves try to look like that, and it looks to me as though maybe there's I will accentuate the good parts of my game kind of thing. But his composure, I thought, was absolutely shone through in that.
It was one of them where he kept. I remember vividly is when he gave it to Gomez, and he was so calm and composed, but the game wasn't what we needed at that point. Sometimes you've got to just hit it at Bobby Firmino. He gave it to Gomez, and Gomez did really well, to be fair. He ends up losing the ball because he's given it to him in a bad situation, and Gomez is having to kind of scramble around. But then at the other end, that pays dividends with when the ball's rolling through to Karius and he's pointing at the ball. He's pointing at Karius and he's like, that's yours. Everyone's like, Karius goes, bang, hoofs it up the field. And that's what you need. You need just someone to tell people in the defence, no, that's your ball. I don't want no part of that. Get it.
The thing I enjoyed the most was because they went long a lot in that game. Now, they very much targeted Robertson. Yeah. You know, they were trying to use Balassi as an outlet, both actually going long and on the floor as well. But whenever it came to, whenever they tried to use Calvert-Lewin, look, he's fast and he's a big lad. It was. I always feel I've seen so many. I mean, look, he's not the optimum target man. We're going to see bigger tests than that. But Van Dijk, it was like breathing to him. He just walked over to him and got up. And I'm not saying he towered over him and powered every header away. He didn't. Yeah. But he got up there and he stopped Calvert-Lewin from causing problems, whether it was by getting something ahead on it or getting a touch, or like the amount of times behind the ref's back, he's pulling his shirt and he's pushing him, and he just bullied him. And that again, I saw side by side with Joel Matip. Matip had like a little 5 minutes of madness in the first half when he just went.
It was those stupid backwards headers.
Yeah. He tried to flick it over, reverse flick it over the forward's head and made a complete hash of it. And he had a couple of little, at that moment he just cleared it out for a corner. He headed it out for a corner under very, very little pressure. Comparatively, I just thought Van Dijk looked absolutely outstanding. And you're right, there's if that's him dropped in at the last minute.
Exactly.
On his debut.
Yeah. Well, in his post-match interview, he said there's more to come, there's things that can be done, there's things that can be improved on. That's fantastic. And I know you say that, Oxlade-Chamberlain said that, but Oxlade-Chamberlain has improved since that game as well. So
5 days ago.
Yeah.
It's mad, because he's got no time to work with Joel Matip. He didn't think he was going to be playing the game. Apparently, they'd done 3 corners in training. Well, he's got his head on 3 corners tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe they just went, well, that's probably enough for him. He got all 3 of them and he scored all 3 and he went, he's probably going to be all right at the corners for us. Yeah. Listen, I'm not having a fucking pop at Van Dijk in any way, shape or form. He scores the winner in the derby and that's all that matters, and that's all that will be remembered from this game. And all that he'll remember moving into the next part of his Liverpool career is that.
Yeah, when you consider how poor our centre-halves have been from corners as well, we just looked at threat. You know, and here's the thing, Matip's not far off actually getting that header himself, but Van Dijk just gets up bang, and it's not all the pressure off, because every time he puts a foot wrong, all that's ever going to be mentioned is how much money he's cost. And which is what happens when you buy players from Southampton. Yeah. There are all the ammunition's waiting there for the people who want to take shots. It's there. They've got the guns loaded and they're waiting for it. So you've come into, again, like you talk about, that cauldron of an atmosphere that the first half was in particular. It was blood and thunder like a derby hasn't been in a very long time. And to go through all that, to show the composure that he did, which I think actually translated a lot to the rest of the team as well. Yeah. I mean, which it strikes you that that's his game, and that's the point. Something we've desperately been missing from our back four, and then to crop up and score the winner at the end.
Well, you look at Solanke. There's not pressure on him now because he's still kind of a kid, but people are expecting, they want him to score now. It's getting to a point where you're like, oh, come on. But there's none of that now, and you're saying people have the ammunition there. Now we have ammunition to throw straight back at them and go, well, he's paid it off. 75 mil to knock Everton out the club. He's paid off his money already.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Yeah. And that's it. You're dead right. And we'll have that now.
Yeah.
You know, that's a moment. That's a little moment in Liverpool history. And as you say, exactly that, because, you know, because we've played them plenty of times. In fact, we're now 16 unbeaten against Everton. Which is the longest run ever we've had against Everton, of being unbeaten against them in the whole of both our histories. And that will go in the record books, and people will remember that Virgil Van Dijk scored that goal. So fair play, what a way to kick your Liverpool career off. Honest ratings then of his non-clickbait ratings of Virgil Van Dijk's debut?
Probably an 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 8. I think. I feel like he could win more headers, and again, it's his first game for the club. Yeah. He has been dropped in.
I think an 8's a really good score.
It's a very good score.
You know, coming out of the game, I'd have been a 9 all over on him. Yeah. But you know, I think an 8's a very good score. I'd have a high 8 from me, but
that's amazing.
9 for scoring. 9 for
he doesn't play left centre back either normally, does he?
I think he does for. I've been told he does for Holland.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he does. Yeah, I've seen highlights of him where he does.
Whether I don't think he has for Southampton, but then.
Well, it's nice to have a player who you can trust to play both sides. Whether they'll go, look, you're the main man, so you have your preferred bit, like they've kind of done with Joel. Mm-hmm.
I just like that there was times when he let the team move up ahead of him, and he just sat in for a second just to get a look at everything and look where everything is. And just to make sure nothing was coming back his way. But equally on the flip side, he had no problem going 10, 15, 20 yards up the pitch just to be like, no, this is where I'm going to be to influence play. I don't mean like a marauding run. He just moved up the pitch with the play to support the play. Again, very, 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 very exciting.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about his performance, it happened twice during the game where one of their midfielders was running through on him, but maybe 10, 15 yards away, and he was the last line of defence. And he just ran back with Matip and didn't close him down. And because the guy was 40 yards out both times at this point, I've seen centre-backs in the past go towards that and been beaten because they're running at a slow pace, still trying to maybe jockey them a little bit, and the other guy's running through at full pace. And what he did was he just let the midfielders get in and get into their position where they should be between him and the ball, and it meant that he was fine to just continue looking after a centre forward and stuff. It'd be very easy in your debut when you're caught up in the atmosphere to go rushing into a challenge and leaving your team open because of that.
And this is the thing, I will say, look, he will have games where he's not great, and look, because all defenders have that. That's the perils of being in the position that you are on the pitch. But I've watched for the last 10 years. 10, 11 really. I've watched Daniel Agger, I've watched Martin Skrtel, I've watched Sotiris Kyrgiakos, I've watched Dejan Lovren, I've watched Ragnar Klavan, I've watched Joel Matip, and a few bits and pieces in between. He looks a player. He genuinely looks a player. Like, we've had a lot of false dawns. I think Matip's been a bit of the recent one. Hopefully we'll see a bit more out of him for having a proper partner alongside him. I equally wouldn't be that arsed to see him partner Dejan Lovren all of a sudden, because I think he's the kind of person who translates calmness. But he looks like, I've seen people mention like Cara, but for me, he is just that. It's shades of Sammy,
it's composed. It's stylish. It's classy. Someone said selector was saying Rolls Royce. It's one of them where you are. I mean, look, Merseyside derby. I was not calm at any point in that game, but I can't wait to see when a team is sat back against us And we're so good at recycling play anyway, just to see him stride out with the ball while they're all camped in their half. I can't wait to see that side of his game. Look, Everton gave it a good go today, a lot better than I thought they were going to. I thought they were going to sit back, and credit to them, they went out. Ultimately, that's probably why we won, is because they overextended a tiny bit. But I can't wait. The future is going to be so good with him partnered, and I don't care who he partners. Joe Matip and Dejan Lovren are okay defenders.
Well, we were saying, I think I said about the back end of one of my post-match videos, but the point, and I think kind of shines out from this, Chris, is that we're as ever, all season long, we've been teetering on a knife edge. Draws lead to just meltdowns left, right and centre. Although I'm starting to see, I think that's true of every fan base, which is comforting for me. We've got 9 days till the Man City game. It's great that, look, we can't avoid Coutinho talk. We'll avoid it on this show because it's not relevant to the conversation. But particularly with the Van Dijk stuff, if he hadn't had a great game, it inevitably would have we don't need to be questioning that decision. That's a good move we've made for him, and it's going to give everyone a big positive vibe. Beating the Blues as well. Again, you can start to think about the FA Cup. You can start to have a little dream of silverware, even though it's so very early on.
Well, they were.
Well, exactly, absolutely. Yeah, 15 minutes of hopes and dreams. But that's exactly what we need for this next week before the Man City game. So go into that being like, great, the other stuff can resolve itself in the way it's going to resolve itself. But in terms of the on-the-pitch stuff, it's all going the right way.
I think you talk about it from a fan base perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's from both. I think it's from the team and the fan base. Obviously, it's amazing for us, and we all understand that. You don't need me to talk about that. But out of the fucking lads who've had a shit defence for a long time now, this 75 million man comes in and wins the fucking derby for them, and they'll all be there fucking walking around fucking wherever they're walking around like that, like Vince McMahon fucking coming down to the ring in the WWE at the moment. They'll be just thinking we've got fucking Van Dijk and he can win us games as well. As keep it shut at the back and stuff. They'll be fucking loving it, mate.
Does he come into the next game? Does he come in for City? If he wasn't meant to come in today,
I think he
comes in, he stays in.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
stays
it's
in
an
now.
interesting point, isn't it? But you're right. I think this was too early for him, realistically, just because, you mentioned Oxlade-Chamberlain already. We already saw it took Robertson, a while to get up to speed, and there's a chance he probably wouldn't have played more than a couple of games if Moreno had stayed fit this whole time. But we're seeing the benefits of them being given a proper induction into the squad. I just think you just play him. You just play him now, don't you? But it's interesting the choice of partners. I mean, we had Klavan and Lovren on the bench.
Well, we were talking about it before. That's your FA Cup partnership sorted. Put them in the FA Cup games, and then if you need to, get Klavan in to score a late winner.
Just get United in the next round or something now. But yeah, which you know what? I would love Man United in the 4th round.
Yeah. And I'd
go and do exactly, and to go to beat them as well, and do the. Right?
I'm just trying to find the tweet that needs reading out.
Okay, cool.
I'd play Lovren and Klavan against United in the FA Cup because I trust them.
I would play Virgil Van Dijk in every game.
Of course. I put him at centre defensive mid.
But the point is, what we said about the goal threat, great, because you look at. Again, we've been drawing a few comparisons to the 13-14 season in the last week or two, just because in terms of the points tally being so tight and so close to what that was. This was the point of the season when we started. We battered Arsenal and Skrtel's scoring headers from set pieces and all that. Now, I'm not suggesting Van Dijk's going to go and get 5 between now and the end of the season. Exactly. But you know what? Man City will be thinking, it's possible.